what's rather annoying is that I bought a lovely new work lamp to use in the dark, but the bulb's gone, so we can't use it. Right, what have we got here? Because we don't want to damage the disc. So let's get the new bearing out. This box of hose clamps. Oh, my wing seal's come off of Mr. Jenkins. That's it, you stay there. Right, new bearing. Let's just have a look at it. What's in the box? So we have distractions that we don't need. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the new washer, which interestingly looks thicker than the original, unless it's just because it's newer. So I should put it in the light so you can actually see it. That fella there. This is going to be our small outer bearing. I opted to buy new old stock. I prefer new old stock stuff to the new stuff. So we've got genuine Unipart bearings that say made in England. Made in England. Timken. So there is our little bearing. So as you can see, you've got the rollers and then the outer bit, which is this bit, is the bit that's going to be the pane in the hub that we need to get out. We need to get that out of there. Should put that just back on the paper. Then we've got the inner bearing, which is slightly larger. Very well wrapped up. Gosh. Okay. And once again, a roller and the outer race, I think they call that. You can see it's tapered. I think they call it a tapered bearing, don't they? Okay. And then, in here, we should have a nice rubber seal. I thought there was going to be two rubber seals, one for the inner and one for the outer, but there's just the one. So let's hope there's only one in there. There must be. There must be, because the way this has just fell out, there's obviously not a seal that goes there. So that's our bits and bobs here. So we need to basically get those bits, the old bits, out of here. So that's the easy bit. That's the easy peasy bit, and it's going to go in the bin, so we can just put it on the concrete. And yeah, we need to get rid of all this old nasty grease that's all sort of burnt, and oh, the smell of old burnt grease, it's just disgusting. People say they don't like the smell of EP90, but I think the smell of this old grease is far worse. Ugh, disgusting. Yeah, that's going to be fun to get out of there, isn't it? Now, I've had a few hints and tips of how to get the thing out of there. One is to try and cut it, which I think is going to be awkward on that small one, because I don't think the Dremel is going to go in there. And also you end up with lots of little bits of, you know, swarf in there, so you have to really clean it out. Another thing is to get the welder out and put some weld onto it, get some heat onto it, and it makes it shrink apparently, and it comes out. Or just hammer the hell out of it, smash it out of there. So that's the other option. So we don't want to damage the studs, that's important. So when we turn it around, we don't really want to sit it on its studs, we want to sit it on this face. So let me go and see what I've got. I don't know if my friend's going to be impressed with this, but my friend gave me some lovely panel beating metals. And this one, nice big lump of metal, it just sits perfectly there for that to sit on. So I mean, I'm not a panel beater, so I probably won't be using those in vain anytime soon. So I'd rather, if I've got to hit anything, use that bit of metal to sit on that face rather than... I was going to use that railway girder I've got there, but unfortunately it's a little bit too wide and the studs catch on it. I just can't think of anything else. I suppose I might have a bit of wood. Let me have a look at wood. I've got wood. Let's see. As long as the studs don't catch on it. Oh. Studs are catching on it. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe if I go here. Yes. Oh, yes. Again, a bit wobbly. But I'll put this one here for a bit of stability. And then the panel beating weights. Just put them there for a bit of stability. Not so wobbly now. Okay. Well, we've got something going on here. What am I doing with my life? So this manky old seal's got to come out of here. Again, like, setting fire to it sounds like a good option, because it'll make it probably more supple. Let me just try. I mean, it's not going to hurt it, is it? Just get the blowtorch on it. Just see what that's done, see if it's got any sort of movement there. Yeah, that's can you tell I've not done a bearing before? It was fun setting fire to it then. Oh look, easy when you've got the correct screwdriver. So there's your little rubber seal. So when you go to fit the new one, make sure you fit it the right way round. So you can see the little metal band. You probably can't because the torchlight's terrible. There's a little metal band inside, that's got to point inside, so just remember that. But that wasn't too bad, that seal. But yes, it's all being replaced. Get rid of all this horrible grease that's in here that I've warmed up. So this inner bearing is coming out. This is one that looks the most worn actually. Looks a bit knackered. That's out. So we've got the easy bits out. Now we've got to try and get these races out of here. That's going to be the fun part, isn't it? Getting them out. So I think again I will try heating them up, and all this old grease is disgusting. Get most of that out because we don't really want all that in there on fire. Of course, the very important thing when you come to putting this back on the car and putting the caliper on is make sure you use brake cleaner on the disc. Not teaching you to suck eggs, but get rid of the grease off of the disc afterwards. Oh my goodness, this is disgusting. I'm going to go for the small one first. I'm going to really heat it up. And then try and tap it out. Right, that is proper heated up. Burnt the wood a bit as well. So the lighting is proper crap in here. We need to get on the edge of it and try and whack it out. You know, I've come here to whack this out and I haven't even got a hammer or a knob. I'm really worried about ruining the screwdriver, to be honest. Is it coming? I think it is. Yes, brilliant. There we go. That's out. So inside, I don't know if you can see. Let me try and get you in there. Where's my blooming other torch? There it is. Can you see in there? There's two sort of cutouts. And that is where you can get the punch on to knock it out. So if you saw, I was doing 2 taps on one side, then 2 taps on the other, and we got the thing out, which is great. That wasn't too traumatic, thankfully, and I think the heat helped. So we'll heat up the other side as well, and we'll get that one out. Again, looking inside this, there's 2 little notches where you can just get the punch on there nicely. So I say I'll spin it round, heat it up like we did the other one, and I reckon we'll be able to knock that out in a couple of punches. Let's get this punch on the road. See if it's moving. Yeah, looks like it's coming. How are we doing? Yeah, we're getting there. I'm thinking if I can lean it over the wood like that, because otherwise it might not come out, mightn't it? Because it might be hitting the wood. So can't get a good grip on it now. Oh, he's out. Fantastic. Ta-da! There we go. And again, that wasn't too much hardship, was it? Fantastic. Fantastic. So all we've got to do now, give this a blooming good clean up. Before we go ahead and fit the new bearing. And we'll get some high temperature grease not copper slip. You need, what have we got? I should have some nice grease somewhere. I've just had to stop and have a cherry bakewell. Very nice. Do you like my new sign? Very kindly donated by a viewer, along with a multitude of other things that I can't even begin to list of what that lovely man gave me. Thank you very much for everything if you're watching. It's all coming in handy, even the bits of wood that I'm smashing my bearings off with. So I'm just going to clean this hub up now, get the brake cleaner on it, clean it all out. And I've got grease. Here it is. Oh, I'm tripping over everything. It's a lithium based grease I've got. Apparently moly grease is good for the bearings. But from what I've read, yeah, moly grease is like probably what you want to use on your sports car that goes 100 miles an hour. But on a Morris Marina, I think lithium grease is fine enough. So the other thing we need to do, actually, you know the race that we took out, I hope I am wording it right, that is the race, isn't it? That bit. I need to find a socket that is the same size as this, because we can use it as a drift to knock this new race in, which would be good. Oof. Right, I'll do some dirty work off camera. Just been having a bit of a nightmare, actually. The small race, I found a socket that fits over it perfectly, 30mm, so we can use that to drift the thing down. But I can't find a socket that big. So I'm wondering what to use. I'm wondering, see, if I use the old race to knock it in, then I'll end up knocking in the old race as well, and we don't want that. I might end up with it stuck in there or something. So I got this, and I've just ground it down so it sort of sits over the edges but not too snug, so it won't get stuck. So I'm thinking to put that in and then use the socket on that to knock it down. It just means it's going to be flopping about. So I'm wondering, do I drill a hole in that and secure that onto the socket somehow with a nut and bolt, and then use that to knock it down with, or will it go easily and I'm worrying about nothing? I don't know. Let's put a bit of grease around there, so hopefully it will slide in easier. Fingers crossed. Make sure it's the right way round, because you need it the way round so you can fit the bearing in. Don't forget, it's tapered, so don't go fitting it that way round, you need it that way round. So if we could just sort of pop that there. What about this? Do we put that in there? I don't want to risk damaging these balls, you see, so I think they should stay out the way for a minute. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, to try and get this in level. Do we sort of want that over the edge like that and give it a whack? Can't I flip in, put the hammer away? What's wrong with me? Let me get my hammer. See, as soon as I knock this, it's gonna go out of a line. So, okay. I'm really scared as to, I don't want to ruin it going in. I mean, it's going in. damage inside. Make sure we're on there. Oh, I see, because it's bending. It's not fitting as well. Straighten it out. Not straightened it back out again. Oh my god. It'd be so much better if I had a socket that fitted. Oh, I'm going to struggle getting this down, aren't I? Can we use the old thing? Maybe. Maybe that on it. Oh, it's gone in further. This is how not to fit a wheel bearing. I should get my bigger hammer, I just didn't want to go mad. It is definitely going in. I'm so scared. It's got to go in quite a way, yeah? Because, let's get the bigger hammer. Because the oil seal's got to go on this side as well. Let's beat the crap out of it again. Oof. Definitely is going in. Oh, we're nearly there. Thing is, that old race is now, yeah, it's now flush in there, and we can't go any further because it will be stuck in there for good. Whee! So now we're going to have to go back to doing our little piece of metal in there, which is a pain in the backside. I think it's just a bit bent now, isn't it? Oh, I think it might be there. I think it might be fully in. Ha ha! Oh, watch my blooming finger. It's still sore. Let's have a look from the other side. Yeah. That is fully home. I'm going to give it one more little tap for luck. I say little. We'll give it a whack. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, my fingers. Yeah, we'll go for another little whack just to make sure it's fully home. That's there. That's there. Here we go. I don't know why I turned that off. It's dark. My torches are all dying. It's very annoying. If anyone wants to get me a new torch for Christmas, that'll be greatly appreciated. Oh my god, oh well, we'll do it in the dark. Here we go. That's it, it's got to be fully in there now. Let's have a little look. Have a little look. Yeah, you can't get that in any further than that. No way. No way, Jose. Yeah. Cool. So, let's see. The bearing should I wish it wasn't so dark. Let's give that a little clean in there. The bearing. I really hope that is fully home. I mean, it looks like it is. I don't think you can get much better than that. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Bearing should sit in there nicely. Look at that. My shaft will be spinning freely. Actually, the shaft won't be spinning, it'll be this spinning on the shaft. So yeah, now we need to pack this out with grease. And what that involves, make my torch stay magnetised to the body. Well, you think the amount of metal I put on this car, the bloody torch would stick to it, wouldn't you? Stop acting like you're full of filler. Oh, for God's sake. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we need to pack this bearing out with grease. So we shall stick the paintbrush of doom into the pot and bring out some nice clean grease out of there. I'll shove it all across. So this is the messy part. You gotta get in there with your fingers, because we now need to mush it all into the rollers, all the grease, get it all in there. I need to get it in as much as we can. They call it packing it out, don't they? Packing it out with grease. You could just shove it in the pot of grease, to be honest, but it's a bit savage. Look at that, we'll just push it in all the little cracks, all the edges of it. I say, sorry, I'm working by blooming candlelight here. Shove it in. Oh yeah, so messy. Satisfying. Of course we can just stick our fingers in there and give that a little lube up as well. Ready? Right, that bearing is very greased and very much in there. Pack some more in there with me paintbrush as well. The more grease the merrier. We need to get the rubber in, and they recommend that you give it some good old engine oil to lubricate it and get it to go in there nicely. I'm not sure why engine oil. I don't know. Yeah, you'd think the grease would be enough. We'll just get that grease out of where the rubber's going to sit. Pop it there. I'm hoping that with a little piece of wood on the top and a hammer, we'll be able to get that in nice. Make sure the wood is clean, because you don't want to be knocking bits in there, do we? Try pushing it in. Oh yeah, it's going in just by pushing it. So let's give it a little whack. And that seal, I reckon, is in there. The only thing I'll do, I think, is I'll just pop this old race. Hang on, get it clean. I'm really sorry about the poor visibility down here. We're making do, you know. If we pop that old race on top, just to make sure that it's fully going down, just gentle. No, I reckon that's in. I don't think it needs to go in any further. We'll just go just to make sure. Yep, it's definitely fully home, which is fantastic. So that's it. Bearing cannot come out of there now, which is good. So we've got the other side to smash in, which should be easier because we've got the socket to fit. Right, here we go on the other side. So at least we haven't got to worry about the studs on this side. Right, it's you, isn't it? Let's get you in. Okay. Cool. There's me saying it'd be easier. I don't want to go in. Come on. It's going. Cool, you'd think this is going to knock the balloon bearing out the other side, wouldn't you? Nearly there. Oh. Oh yeah, that got you, didn't it? I think that is fully home. Let's try and see from inside. Yeah, he's fully home. Fantastic. And there's no oil seal on this side. So got to watch it when we put the bearing in. If we tip it up the wrong way, that little bearing will fall out. So we need to pack this with grease now. Oh, we turned it round, didn't I? Oh. There we go. Pack this with grease. We'll get that in there. And it can go back on the car. Woohoo! It's the same night. The rain has just calmed down, so I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to go for it. Let's put some grease on this shaft. Grease it up, why not? Grease it up. Anything to stop it going rusty, eh? Okay, cool. Quick, because the rain is coming in. Then just get this hub on here. Do the end float thing that it's on about. Get them out of the way. So we should just pop you on there. Like that. Pop the little bearing in. With your little washer thing. Right, little bearings in. That's the washer thing. Oh, hurry up, hurry. Rain's coming. There's my nut. These nuts. So, the important thing is setting the end float, they call it. And oh, I need my socket to grab hold of that nut. Hang on, I forgot my socket. Here we go. So, you've got to set the float end, or whatever the bloody hell they call it. This tiny little torque wrench, which was kindly gifted to me by the same man who gave me that sign in the garage, it goes right down to under 10 foot-pound, you know what I mean. And you have to do this up to 5 while spinning it. So it all lines up. These bearings, you don't do them up tight. I think I've still got a little way to go on the thread. That's certainly spinning a lot quicker than it was on the old bearings and that old grease that was on there. Ah, here we go, we're getting tighter now. Oh, sorry about the noise, that's the caliper rubbing on there. Let me move that. We're spinning. Let's get this back undone. Excuse me. So let's do that again, but we're not going to trust the clicking side of things. I'm just going to do it by feel. So you spin it until it basically goes a bit tight, yeah? And then when it's tight, you then, I don't think you can reverse on this one, annoyingly. What the hell? I wonder what that noise was then. It's bloody old Nissan Micro squeaking away. So that's done up with the thing. Now we've got to loosen it off a bit, like that. And then all we do is do it up, yeah, finger tight. And that's finger tight, you know, in my eyes. I can still undo it with my hand. So that's it. It feels wrong doing it that light, but that's what it says to do. Right, what else do we need to do? Now we need to get the split pin in, and this little fella. Oh my goodness, this weather. Apparently there's a split pin hole somewhere. There it is. So we put that on. The best we can. Is that the hole? Well, I think we've actually lined up with a hole. Yay! That's good. I just remembered that I had this torch that attaches onto you. So I'm fumbling in my bag down here. Because somewhere... Come on! There's meant to be a socket in here. Where's it gone? It's not in here. Where on earth's my socket gone? It has gone. God damn it. I've already cleaned the disc with some brake cleaner, but it's no harm in giving it another little spray. And a bit of towel on there, just to make sure. So we don't want greasy brakes. Definitely not. I've scuffed up the brake pads and put a bit of copper grease on the backs of them. Put a little grease cap on. Gosh, that just slid on there. A little whack. That's it, it just popped on there. Lovely. That's good. now we've got to try and reattach this brake caliper. Yeah, I've got my string there. I need to slacken off these brake hoses again, but I'm going to pinch that brake pipe again. Slacken that off again. That's it, we're not losing the fluid now. Undo my bit of string. Get rid of that. We should have enough flexibility. Lovely jobbly. Lovely jobbly. Lovely jubbly. To pop him back where he belongs. In there somewhere. Just get a bit of copper grease off the back of the pads. Some might argue you should use Loctite on those, but my god, they were locked tight. Sorry, all you're seeing is the back of my head there. I bolted the sorry, I'm singing. I bolted the caliper back on, done them nice and tight. Brake pipes are all done up tight. I've released the clamp and I've tightened it back onto the mount as well, so that's not moving. So I've just popped the pads in and stick the little pins in. Probably could have cleaned them, but they're not rusty or anything. They're just slotted in nicely there. Look, get the little R clips in there. Stop them falling out. Ugh. There she is. Right, and then we'll drop it down. It is cold. Okay. Up we go again. So there's something wrong with that, isn't there? That's too wobbly. Why is it like that? Right, that was a bit of a worry, that was, having all that wobble with the new bearing. But what I did, I took the blooming grease cap back off. I didn't take the wheel off. And I basically just kept tightening it, you know, not stupidly tight, just kept going, wiggling, and just kept tightening until it wasn't wobbling anymore. And then I backed the nut off and done it up finger tight, like the book says, and now it's not wobbling and the nut is finger tight, so I can now put the little thingamabob on and the split pin and everything, and that's it. The wheel bearing's done. So panic over. I think it's time for a test drive, but that's lovely and smooth. Oh boy, this weather is pants. Oh, I can't hit it with that hand. Not that coming off, do we? Oh, I forgot I brought you with me. Hello. A weird position there, aren't you? But there you go. Yeah, I'm just having a little test drive around locally. So far so good. I mean, I'm looking forward to doing the rear bearings because I think they're the ones making the noise. Just a grumbly, dry noise, you know. But the rear bearings, well, they look a bit of a pain really, because it looks like I've got to take all the rear brakes, all the rear brakes off, like the backing plate and everything. So it means I probably have to disconnect the wheel cylinders, and then I've got to pull the flipping half shaft out, and the bearings are pressed onto the half shaft, so, and I haven't got a press, so we made it back. Oh, stone cold. Stone cold. And no jiggly pokery. Brilliant. Oh, I'm going to go and have a nice warm bath. It's horrible out here. Thanks for watching. Bye.